name is Angie, and this is the Nitty Fishy Knitting Podcast. Nitty Fishy Knitting Podcast. That is going to be so much fun for me to say. That's okay. I basically decided to start a podcast because everyone in my life is sick and tired of me talking about knitting, and I figured someone on the internet would probably want to listen more than my boyfriend and my friends, and that's okay. I personally watch like a whole ton of knitting podcasts. It's what I watch while I'm knitting a lot of the time, and I do feel like there's never enough. So I figured, why not create another one, add a new one to the mix, give the people some content. And I figured I would start off by talking about my plans for the fall and what I want to knit this fall. First of all, what I am wearing today is the Vest number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I made this in 1 strand of knitting for olive merino and 1 strand of knitting for olive soft silk mohair. And they are both in the color blood orange. I absolutely love this. 10 out of 10. It's a little bit cropped. I ran out of yarn. That's okay. It's perfect. I wear it with everything. I love the color as well. It's great. But yeah, let's kind of jump right into it. So I have a whole bunch of projects planned / have already started working on for this fall. I have 6 projects that I have picked out yarn for, like picked the pattern and kind of ready to go with. 3 of which, technically 4 of which I've actually already cast on. 1 I just haven't touched in a while. But the first one that I am really excited about and is actually almost done is the Chestnut sweater, and that is by Petite Knit. And that is right here. I'll hold it up. There we go, yeah. So I have 1 whole sleeve done here, and I am ready to start the ribbing on this sleeve, and then I need to just do the collar, which is supposed to be like a big chunky turtleneck, and then finish off the body and the ribbing. However, this is all the yarn that I have left, so I am definitely playing a little bit of yarn chicken. I'm going to finish off this sleeve and then work at least enough of the collar that I like that collar enough to like where I would wear it. Maybe like a funnel neck. I don't know. We'll see how much kind of yarn I have left once I'm done with the sleeve. Then I'm planning on finishing off the body and doing the ribbing. And if I have any yarn, then I can add it back into the collar. So we're going to see about this. The yarn I'm using is the Fiberco Cumbria yarn, and it is in the color St. Bees Beach. And that is really, really pretty. It's kind of like a just tan, sandy, very neutral color. I don't even necessarily think that it's going to be like an amazing color on me or anything. But I really like it. It's just really easy, light, chill. I think it's going to be really comfy. It's a mixture of wool and mohair. Yeah, very, very simple. It's just a drop shoulder pattern. Nothing exciting, 1x1 ribbing. Your standard, very oversized, like most of Petite Knit's patterns. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, and hopefully I'll be done with it really quick. So the next thing I've been working on, I have actually been working on for quite a while now. This sweater, I first got the yarn and then kind of went from there. Sorry, my hair is, the lighting's kind of weird because I have a weird shaped apartment. And it's cloudy, mostly cloudy in Vancouver today, kind of crazy, so sorry. But this is the yarn that we're using, knitting for olive merino in the color bottle green and Nordic Beach. So yeah, bottle green and the Nordic Beach there. And I bought these with the intention of making a fingering weight striped sweater. However, I basically couldn't find any patterns that I liked. There's not a whole bunch of fingering weight sweaters out there, let alone ones that are striped and fit the way I want, which was like a big kind of baggy, oversized, really just comfy, super casual sweater. So earlier this year when I made the All Good dress by Knitonomy, while I was working on it, I was trying it on and I felt like it just had the exact fit I wanted for this sweater. So I just said, screw it, I'm going to cast that on and figure it out. I've been knitting for a while. I've been knitting for about 4 years, so I felt pretty confident that I could add sleeves to something And yeah, so far it's going great. This is what we got so far. So we got a bit of the body, and then one finished sleeve, and a little tiny little bit of a second sleeve. So what I did with this is I knit in the Nordic Beach until I had done 12 rows less than where you're supposed to join in the round. And then I knit in that's why I started my first contrast stripe, if that makes sense. So each stripe in here is 6 rows. So I started with the stripe, the very first stripe here, 12 rows before the join, and then I did 6 and 6, joined with that contrast color, and then continued on from there. In the arm, it's the same thing, and then I just finished it off with a really, really long 2x2 ribbed cuff. For the sleeves, the knitter, or Knitonomy, the designer for the pattern, commented on my Instagram story, or my Instagram post about this, and said that she recommended doing decreases every 10 rows. I ended up doing decreases every 12 rows because it worked like more logically, if you know what I mean, with the pattern. It just, then I could decrease with the stripes, didn't have to think about it at all, and it worked completely fine. It was just like a nice, lightly tapered sleeve, nothing too crazy. And I am absolutely loving this so far. It is knit on 3mm needles, so it's very slow going. Again, just 2x2 ribbing at the collar. I'm gonna finish it off with 2x2 ribbing with a split hem at the bottom, nice and long. But I do think that I am going to be running out of the Nordic Beach color, so I think I'm gonna have to finish it off in the bottle green instead, in the contrast color, which is not the vision that I had for it, but that's okay. I think it's still gonna look nice. We'll just see how it goes. I'll finish off this other sleeve and then figure that out from there. Amazing. So after that, the last kind of active whip that I have on my needles that I'm actually like working on at the moment is the Solene sweater by Marika Knits, or Marika Knits, I'm not sure. And that is this bad boy right here. All I have so far is the back panel, and then I'm gonna, pick up the shoulders, knit down, and then connect them around. So yeah, just the back panel. It's going well so far. I love the color. It was very finicky, I'm not gonna lie, but I think it's going to look really good. Have a really nice fit and everything. But we'll see. I haven't really done enough to, I think, make very many judgments on it yet. But for this pattern, I am using a yarn I got at a thrift store called Garn, Falk. It's this yarn right here. I've never heard of it before. It's a Norwegian yarn, and it feels horrible to knit with. I actually don't mind like the fabric at all, but I hated knitting with it. So I bought myself a mohair to go with it. We got this combination right here, which I think is so pretty. It's like this bright, rich, very like heavily saturated green. I love it. I think it's going to be perfect for fall. That's definitely something I have going on. I have a lot of browns and I have a lot of greens this fall. But this is the Sandnes Garn Tin Silk Mohair. There we are. And it is in the color 9062. So I'm holding those together, and I am actually knitting on a slightly larger needle size. So I'm knitting on 5mm needles, and I am a little bit off gauge, but I sized down a size, so I'm knitting a size 2. And I think it's gonna fit just fine. I don't really care if it's oversized or a little bit tighter. I'm honestly gonna be happy either way. I think, yeah, I don't really see myself being unhappy with the sweater, no matter how it knits up. I love the little tie in the front. I think it's so cute. I think like over a white t-shirt, it's just gonna be perfect. I am very excited about that. Sorry, my cat is scratching. I don't know if you can hear her, but she's having fun. So yeah, I've had this project on the needles since winter, Christmas time of last year, and it is a colorwork sweater. So I did all of this kind of like, not in one sitting, but just like in one burst of energy. And then I joined in the round and gave up. and kind of just got really burnt out on it. So that is, actually I can't even remember the name of the pattern. It's a free pattern from Drops, and so I will put the link down below. But it is this beautiful bad boy. Oh, you know what? When I picture this in my head and I think about it, I'm not very confident in it. But I really like this when I see it in person or on screen. It looks actually so beautiful. I think it's going to block out really nice. I did modify it a little bit because basically I have equal amounts of these two yarns, which is this really beautiful 100% Welsh wool from the Gulan Cambrian Wool Company. And it's just this really nice orange and kind of bright limey green. I think the colors together are very 70s kind of looking. They're very obnoxious, especially in colorwork, but I like obnoxious colors. I like obnoxious prints. I'm happy with it. The green color here is Gammon, and the kind of orangey one is Ironstone. I think, yeah, again, so pretty together. So obnoxious, but so pretty. And that is what that bad boy is looking like. So I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm excited to finish this off. I have totally forgotten the repeat, the color work, all of it. I know it's on 4mm needles. I do two-handed color work, and I'm really bad at it. I'm quite slow. I do enjoy doing it, but it takes a lot of focus, and I am definitely a TV knitter. That's kind of what my preference is. I don't really like to have to focus too much when I'm working on stuff. It's going to have a double folded collar. I just haven't sewn it down yet. But yeah, that is my only colorwork piece. Definitely the most complicated, but I am really hoping to get it done this fall. I want it to be super big, kind of oversized, cozy colorwork sweater. So yeah, those are all of my works in progress that I'm kind of have so far. I think I'm going to be done with the chestnut sweater pretty soon. And the Solene cardigan is on 5mm needles, so hopefully that'll be knit up pretty quickly too. But I do have 3 other projects that I have plans for. So the first one, well actually the next 2 are both vest patterns. I'm wearing it right now. I love a vest. I think they're really cute, and I want more of them. So I have these 2 yarns that I am planning on holding together. See if I can get it to, we'll do one at a time. So this absolutely stunningly gorgeously beautiful yarn that won't focus. It's okay. Is from Noro, and it is I don't know what the yarn name is, but it is in the color Cash Iron, and it's 40% silk, 30% lamb's wool, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. Oh no, so it's okay. The yarn is Cash Iron, and it's in the color number 55. And I got this Knitting for Olive mohair to hold with it. Sorry if the lighting is going crazy. The sun is coming out from behind the clouds, and it is very, very bright. So I'm got these 2 to hold together. Noro yarns, I really, really like Noro. I've knit with it quite a bunch. It's one of my favorite yarns. I think they're so beautiful, especially the ones like this where there's the variegation and the color change, but it's like this is consistent throughout the whole skein, right? It's not like striping. I don't really like the self-striping yarns as much, but I love like the really subtle variegation. But the texture of this yarn, it's very thick and thin. The way you can kind of see there a little bit. You can kind of see it's thick and thin. So when you knit it up, the stitches can be quite uneven, which is why I wanted the mohair to hold with it. And I honestly just think this is the perfect color. It's the shade Dusty Olive. And yeah, it's just like this dark sagey green. And I think it's going to be really beautiful. I am planning on knitting the Weekend Slipover by Petite Knit. Honestly, it's just simple stockinette. I didn't want anything too crazy or too complicated, just something really simple to show off the yarn. And I need it to be chunky. I am planning on knitting this in a loose gauge if I need to, because I don't have a ton of the Noro yarn. But I don't know, I think it'll just be fine. It'll be like really like casual, relaxed, fluffy. I think it'll be really cute. But yeah, I'm planning on that being my next cast on, because honestly, I just want something that's going to knit up really quick. I'm going to be done with quick. I'm feeling the need for some instant gratification. I've been working on a lot of fingering weight projects like all summer long, and now I'm doing this fingering weight sweater that is starting to take a bit of time here. And I'm also planning on casting on another fingering weight project, or at least a sport weight project. So yeah, I think I want to do that best first, just to kind of get something done quick and get that instant gratification. And then I want to cast on the Semper Slipover V-neck pattern by the Knit Pearl Girl. And this absolutely gorgeously, sickeningly beautiful yarn. I feel like it's just not going to show up, so I might try and get some footage of it, like in the sunlight, because I have never seen anything like this before. I'm going to hold it up though and see if you can get kind of where the color is. Oh, see, yeah, you can kind of, it's not really focusing, but you can kind of see, oh yeah, there you go, how beautiful that color is. It's like this black, brown, kind of reddish, slightly gold color almost. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to knit with this and see how it knits up and have like the finished object with it. Oh wow, yeah, okay, it's getting bright in here. Hopefully that is not too intense for everyone. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing at all. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we'll see if I can play with it when I edit this, but doubt it. But yeah, anyway, I have 2 skeins of these. It is by a company called DyeingForEwe, which is the kind of yarn brand that's done by the store Mad About You, which is a yarn store in Nanaimo on Vancouver Island. And it is a wonderful yarn store. I really liked it. They have a great selection, and their hand-dyed yarns are gorgeous. So this is a wool, mohair, and nylon blend, 400 yards per 100 grams. And it is technically a fingering weight, but it's pretty thin, if I'm being honest, or pretty thick, if I'm being honest. So since I only have the 800 yards, I think I'm gonna have enough. It's less than the pattern calls for, but not by a ton. So I guess I can just crop it. I might try and knit it up a needle size and down a pattern size. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, sorry, the lighting is definitely really chaotic right now. That is Vancouver for you, I won't lie. So that brings me to my last planned out project, which is honestly not very well planned at all. I knew that I wanted to use this yarn. It's something, and we're basically done here. So let me just finish it up real quick. I got this beautiful Iroha yarn in Norway 2 years ago when I went there with my partner for his birthday, and I got it on sale. Absolutely gorgeous, super soft, super fluffy, and I knew what I wanted to make with this was just like a big, soft, fluffy, chunky, oversized sweater. I knew I wanted something in the dark brown color. I really like brown. It's like personally one of my favorite colors to wear. So what I found was this lovely yarn to go with it, which is the Drops Nepal. So I'd have the alpaca and the alpaca, and I got this on sale. And even though it's not a perfect color match, it's pretty dang close. I think it's gonna look really good together. I think it's gonna be really pretty. I haven't fully committed to a pattern, but I do have this booklet by Sandnes Garn, and this pattern here is the Frankie Genzer, and I've been wanting to knit it, and it is going to be the correct gauge, which I think is like a worsted weight when I hold these two together. So I'm probably going to make that because I already own it, and it's super cute. I think it's going to be great in that color. We shall see, basically. I do have a couple of other options, though, that I have been thinking about. I've made all my plans on this. It's really cute. I finally started keeping track of my knitting. Before, I literally just kept everything in my brain and held on for dear life. But I bought this book, which is just like, it's really cute. It's just like a knit planning book from Lane, and it has, let me find it, like a page, you know, each page that's cute. It says what your pattern is, all of that good stuff. But I recorded everything I wanted to do this fall. So if I don't do the Frankie sweater, I am going to do the Constellation sweater by Ozetta or the Dartmoor sweater by Kadri. All of these sweaters are honestly really similar. They're both all like oversized, super comfy, all stockinette, nothing too exciting. Just moderately kind of ever so slightly different constructions, different details. Again, I'm not 100% positive. I will probably just do the Sandus Garn Frankie sweater. Who knows? Maybe something else will come out by the time I get around to it. That's like the lowest, I guess, priority for me at the moment is that sweater. But based on the fact that I'm already almost done with a couple of my project plans, I actually think it's going to be okay, and I am going to get everything done this fall. We'll see. I do tend to be the kind of person who plans and then immediately gets derailed and casts something else on and uses their yarn in a completely different way than what they planned. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. We shall see. This is the best, kind of most planned out I think I've ever been for the fall, or for any season really. I'm really excited about this fall knitting. Yeah, so we shall see. We shall see. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Sorry, the lighting was crazy. That is Vancouver for you. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's knittyfishy. If you want to follow me or subscribe to me on here, that would be cool. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys come back whenever I make the next one. I have no idea when that's going to be.